Good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Breakfast Show. This is your host, Martin Wong. And this morning we will be with SmartRobie, that's right, looking into what's likely to happen, in this week in here. But like many of you may have known from the last Friday episode that we did with the Trade VSA 360, and you will probably know that the market isn't really going anywhere. And we have a slight pullback also on the US market, which I will report this morning on the morning podcast. If you have not listened to it, it's because I'm yet to do it. So let's look at what we have for you this morning in our SmartRobie. That's right, in our SmartRobie. Let me just bring it out in here so you can see from here the market. Let's look at the overall agenda, what we have for you. And of course, those of you who have TikTok can follow me on TikTok with the handler trade_VSA on some of the things that I do personally, as well on the stock market. And today what we are likely to see, just above my head here, switching to a wider chart, and you can see markets really range bound since it did turn a green pentagon, right? But the question is probably, and many analysts, if you look at this morning on the star paper, they are talking about market trending higher, which means we are going to be testing the old high at 1440, but later on I'm going to show you on a wider chart. Then you can see this market really has what we call a triangle dilemma. What is it? Just wait down until we get to those slides. And despite we have green pentagon, it hasn't been kind of very straightforward as the market moving up in here. And of course, those of you who are more experienced can trade the ST2 intraday in here. But for our beginner, and much of the focus today is to look at the Robie FA list in here. And looking at it, you can see the KLSE Pentagon champion previously that we have. And this time we'll be focusing on APB resources, which actually turned green pentagon sometime in end of April when it first turned it green pentagon in here. You would see ideally you could get in on the next bar here, but right now if you ask me whether it should go in or not, and if you check the VSA 360, of course that's the one where we have insider buying and selling. You can see there are sporadic selling in here, so definitely the run may end very soon as we see insider selling for APB resources. So that's really one of the benefits that you can check out using our VSA 360 for those of you who wanted to enhance further from our feature in here. Let's get back to our SmartRobie on what we've seen so far. So this morning, the charts that you see, this was slightly early in the morning, but right now on the screen on your left hand side here, you will see it's really forming some sort of a tail, right? But of course, it's still far from over. We have to wait for end of this evening in here. The testing of 1440 is likely to come maybe this week, if not in here. But what's really evident is the foreign fund selling on Friday. They did buy once occasion on Thursday. So this pretty much our market affected by foreign funds. When they buy, we go up. When they sell, we go down in here. So technically, we also have the railway crossing still up, but end of it, market still range bound. And a pretty way to look at it, you can see, let me just move back, is the triangle dilemma, which I've showed you here. Let me switch to a wider. Let me just switch back to a wider chart. That's right, this is a wider chart in here. And you can see this is where the futures is. Right, the futures, which is using the VSA plugin on TradingView market, we want it to actually go higher high. Right now it's back to the old support in here. We do have the major support anyway at the 1415. Okay, the 200 support, the 200-day resistance. This is what we call the 20-day moving average support, not 200. Minor typo mistake in here. And you can see green pentagon, but who knows, usually when we have the what we call the triangle ascending in here, right, the market may break down and go lower from here. So we just have to be very careful, or it could just break up and run up in here. What do you think? All right, let me know. Will it break up or break down? But from the looks of it, without any influence from the foreign funds, very highly for it to break up, and at the same time we don't have much of a selling, the market's not going to break down. So it will be quite interesting to see going up. At least I will have a update for you on Friday. Where is this likely market going to be going, and will we hit that? Now in our hot sector, So switching to a wider chart here, and you can see if you scroll to our main menu of SmartRobie, right at the bottom, hitting hot sectors. We do have the of last Friday, healthcare is still dominating, despite what I've shared with you earlier last Friday, right, on the what we call analysts call to sell for some of the rubber glove stock. I think more predominantly is Harta Lega, but it's still holding up. And of course, if you can check out the healthcare, will be also great. But much of it we can see this morning in here. And what's trending? Let's take a look at probably healthcare, right? And so you can see healthcare. Some of the stocks has moved up very nicely. Top Glove just turned Green Pentagon, D Pharma, Kosan, A Health, Care Plus, Kota, Hata was one of the pickup much earlier, up 14% here. I did turn Green Pentagon the 10. Some of them were up 10 of May. You can see here Optimax, Supermax 5 and the 8. So the question is, will the so-called fundamental analysis that is done by the analysts saying that rubber glove is overbought at this moment in here with regards to the future earning prospect may be quite dim because the demands are not back yet, in the average selling price may not justify much of the gain that you see in here, or we have seen the bottom of the market, and going from here onwards the earnings from some of these rubber glove maker will continue to be positive, and that's why the stocks is high. Who knows? And who do you think will win slightly going forward as we see in this market? Pretty interesting to see the technical side of things in here. And if you agreed what I've said here, just give me a thumbs up in here so we can go on working harder for you here. All right, so you can see, so the idea behind the Pentagon guided is that they are sorted by the Pentagon guided date. So you can see on the top end side there will be the latest, whether it is red or green in here, and the bottom one are those already turned back maybe a week ago. So you can see some of the differences that you have here. All right, definitely Supermax and Sengal has turned earlier on. So let's look at last week on the 15th of May. We did have the Jaya Tiasa. All right, Jaya Tiasa was last week, and you can see going on this side of things in here, Jaya Tiasa been very positive, so the market's holding up. So from here you could see, you know, there was still above the 20 and 40 day moving average support in here. B plan was nicer, able to break up. It was in a much nicer trend early on. You can see from here since has popped up in here. So from last week, if you look back, we do have the plantation continued to be stronger, and that has been pretty much of the trend. So let's take a look at the hot sector again. So from here onwards you could see hot sector, right? Plantation is number 2, healthcare followed by utilities, and then finance. Okay, so we also look at the Robie FA list. This is the fundamental list. You can click on Robie FA collection in here, and there's only 2, Lagenda and Takafu. All right, Lagenda and Takafu in here. So this was of last week. Okay, that was this is this week, so we'll look at it shortly. But let's look at last week, the 15th of May. We have B plan. That's the one I've just talked about in here. Nice one, nice follow through, and the market did go up. And for Pentec, after having the red Pentagon, right, and despite Pentec really having a good fundamentals, it did hold its level in here and then started to move sideways from here. And of course, you can also subscribe to our daily newsletter here, and all things that we normally updated to you, and some of the news, and also the Robie F8 list. All right, you can click that and also look at it. So for this week, as I said before, we have on my left hand side here is the 22nd of May is Takafu, and there's another one, Legenda. I didn't like the chart, but I found one early on, is CCK. All right, let's take a look at them. First one is Takafu, just turned Green Pentagon yesterday, and we can check on 6139. Looking at the fundamentals, click on the fundamentals. So you can see fundamentals is rated 6 out of 8, one of the better one, right? And but not really exciting. It is a large cap stock giving a dividend of 4% with the 16 ROE. So this base is pretty good. Takafu in here being an insurance provider in here. Of course, you can also check out the VSA 360 for any insider and buying. So fundamentally, that's justified. This first one here. Next one is the poultry player CCK. Right, and we all know starting June, there will be some sort of no more subsidy for any of the poultry business in here. Maybe this one's going to start to pick up. So stock fundamental in here. All right, you can see PE of 7 times, bit so-called underpriced here. ROE of almost 17% dividend paying for, and that's why it's getting a 6 rating out here. On the intrinsic value, it is valued at 167 compared to a previous closing of 73. Okay, so something to take note of in terms of the PE valuation to higher, rating it at 8.5 times. Currently it's 7.4 times. So if you look at 8.5 times, then we'll give you 83 cents in here, which does justify if this market able to move up with the potential of 14. Let's see if the CCK can go up next week. Yeah. Okay, we'll come back in this one. And also for this week, sorry, my apologies in here, I have not updated this. This should be looking at the, we've seen the plantation, right? So probably we will look at this. Let me just take this out of the way and this one out of the way. We will look at the, what do you think? Do you want to look at, let's look at the hot sectors in here. We have seen healthcare, plantation. Let's take a look at utilities, okay? So for this week, we'll review the third item. Okay, the third item in here is utilities in here. Is it exciting thing? It's going to be pretty slow moving. Most of these are big cap stocks. You can see Gas Malaysia, Rand Hill, Tenaga. Oh, Tenaga started to move up. MFCB, Red Pentagon, Malakoff. Turn Green Pentagon, but sort of been think Green Pentagon 11th of April. Petronas Gas, okay, that's Green Pentagon since 5th of April in here. Right, they are holding up actually. They are not really going down as much as they say, but of course the better sectors will be still the plantation. My bets will still be on plantation. Maybe let's go on to plantation anyway, right? Okay, and we'll go up to plantation. So hit the hot sectors again. Okay, let's hit that one. Okay, and we're going to go down to plantation number 2, right? And you can see in here, yeah, we got some nice stocks here. Oh, KM Long, right? It's also a very good fundamental stock. So plantation looks good. So this is something that I will be looking next week when we come back here, right? For KM Long and Harlin review. This is Riverview. Price. So check this out for those of you who are looking for some good fundamental. I think Kim Long is pretty good fundamental for that one, but we'll go. All right, for summary, we can see that KLCI is moving sideways in here. It may break up or break down, so we have to see. So Robie FA collection may be a better way, collecting those stocks, just like we had previously for B Plan and maybe KM Long this week in here. Let's check out KM Long. If you have any stocks that you want me to look at, feel free to pencil those in. I'm happy to look at that. Let's look at the fundamental for Kim Long in here. 6 out of 8, you can see, right? ROE of 19 times, paying a dividend of 8% in here. Pretty good one here. Much better. And of course, sentiments remain to be very weak. And of course, check us out on the 3rd of June. Which is only 2 more weeks from now at the Invest Fair in Mid Valley, right? So come on and bring your friends and your children along. Let's meet up, and I hope to see you guys also there for the theme, Grow Your Money lah. All right, in here. And of course, those of you who want to find out more about the things that we do, check out our YouTube video and also our Trade VSA. And also those of you interested in your VSA, there are more information on our website. So that's all I have for this morning. If you want to check out any stocks that you want me to look at, feel free to pencil those in here, right? And the market hasn't been kind of exciting. I see that some people want to be feel the kind of excitement, but it is not. Unfortunately, it's always the case like this in here. And let's see if the market can break higher or not. Because right now we have what we call a triangle dilemma. Okay, so a triangle denial may be a good thing, may not be a bad thing at all. Let's see whether it can break up higher or not. And any stocks that you want me to check it out, please feel free to pencil in right now. I'll be happy to look at it in here. If not, I'll see you on Wednesday for another talk that I have sort of craft out, and you'll be sent out in our website in here, or you can go to tradebsa.com to check out the title in here. But it's going to be something I feel that the market is likely to turn up to the upside. So that's all we have for this morning. Thank you for your presence and your support. Thank you again. And do join our Telegram chat room for all our free stock market information educational that will enhance your financial literacy. With that, thank you very much.